Today we're going to be making one of America's favorite lunches keto, and that's the You Pick 2 from Panera. Sarah and I used to be really big fans of Panera pre-keto. Walk in, there's a great big bakery section, but there aren't many things that fit well in our ketogenic lifestyle, so we thought we can make that keto today. In this series, we have a lot of fun making America's favorites from chain restaurants keto, like the Big Cheez-It Tostada from Taco Bell, or the McDonald's Snack Wrap, or the Chick-fil-A Chicken Nuggets. So we're super excited to get started today, and I think it's going to be very easy and taste absolutely delicious. So when I used to go to Panera, I used to love the same two choices, and those are the ones that we're going to be making today. First, in the You Pick 2 is toasted steak and white cheddar panini. Panera's description is grass-fed beef, aged white cheddar, pickled red onion, and horseradish sauce on an artisan ciabatta. This sandwich has 83 grams of net carbs. And if you're like Sarah and I, who do a technically keto lifestyle, we try to stick to whole nutritious foods and 20 net carbs a day. And this definitely does not fit in our lifestyle. And when I went to Panera, my second choice for the You Pick 2 would always be the creamy tomato soup. And Panera's description is vine-ripened pear tomatoes pureed with fresh cream for a velvety, smooth flavor, accented by hints of red pepper and oregano, and topped with black pepper and focaccia croutons. So this tomato soup on Panera's website has 33 grams of net carbs. That's a bit over 20 net carbs. So I haven't had a You Pick 2 in a long time. So for the bread replacement, we are going to be using our chaffles. Our Keto Twins chaffles are the best chaffles on the internet, according to us, and a lot of you. We get these comments all the time about how our chaffles have revolutionized their keto weight loss journey, and we thank you very much. And for the steak component of this recipe, we are going to be using this grass-fed ribeye steak from ButcherBox, who happens to be the sponsor of this video. My husband Brad and I have been customers of ButcherBox since 2020, and so we love getting ButcherBox every month to our home. So when they reached out to sponsor videos on our channel, we were super excited because we love promoting companies that we actually use and enjoy. Sarah and I absolutely love ButcherBox because they deliver 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork-raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. And it's all sourced from farmers and fishermen who meet our high standards for quality. We love that we can update our delivery frequency whenever we want to, and we can change or cancel our subscription at any time. We have a super exciting deal for our Keto Twins community for Black Friday. From now until November 27th, new members are going to get 2 10-ounce ribeyes in every box for 1 year. This is a super amazing deal, you guys. Remember to use our link in the description to get this special deal. Thanks so much to ButcherBox for sponsoring another video on our channel. Sponsors really do help keep our channel going, and thanks to you guys for supporting our sponsors. So one of my favorite components of this sandwich from Panera is the pickled red onions. So making these pickled red onions was super simple. We thinly sliced some red onions, we packed them into this little mini mason jar, and then we put in a splash of apple cider vinegar, maybe a couple tablespoons. Then we put about 1/4 of a cup of water in there, and then topped it off with some distilled white vinegar, probably like 1/4 of a cup. And then we added in some stevia and some salt. And here they are. They're just going to be sitting to the side, pickling really quick. But we have kept this in our refrigerator for about a month, and they are just great to add on almost any dish. So for the bread component of our sandwich, we're going to be using our chaffles. Like we mentioned, so many people love our chaffles, and they're super simple once you get the hang of it. We're going to be taking our best chaffle recipe. We should probably come up with a new name, but that's what we call it. It's on our website, ketotwins.com. We will definitely leave a link to the exact recipe in the description below. We're actually going to be making around 8 chaffles today because our husbands are pretty hungry, and they definitely want one of these sandwiches. And we're actually going to be using 2 of them as kind of like a topping for the tomato soup. So we combined our dry ingredients first into the bowl. We went in with our mozzarella cheese, our xanthan gum, and our almond flour, and we mixed that to combine it. You want the xanthan gum to kind of spread out throughout the mixture. When you add in the egg whites, the xanthan gum is going to start to clump right away. So distributing it equally before you add in your wet ingredients is going to make sure that you don't get like a clump of xanthan gum. We use about 2 heaping tablespoons in our Dash mini waffle maker. I actually only have the single Dash mini waffle makers, and they work relatively well. But Emily did come and bring her Dash 4 waffle maker, which I appreciate because that's going to save us a bunch of time. And I like to take the back of a spoon and spread it nice and thin. You have time here. I know a lot of people want to get that lid closed, but take your time, spread it equally, and spreading it out is going to help you get a nice, crispy, thin chaffle. We don't want our chaffles to be too thick. These are like made of cheese, let's remember, and so they're going to be extra filling. There is going to be a presentation side to the chaffle, so be aware of that. That's the side that you put towards the sandwich. It's just still gonna taste good. Even if the other side doesn't look that great, who cares about that side? Our chaffles are done. They're looking really, really good. Some of them are oddly shaped, but that's okay. Some of them are even different colors because the waffle iron was on for a long time, but it doesn't really matter. They're all gonna taste amazing. So our chaffle is a bit different than other chaffles because our chaffles are really dry and they're really thin and they're really crispy. If you see a nice golden brown color, try to move it with a fork, the tip of a fork, and see if it'll pop out of the chaffle maker. So for this horseradish sauce like Panera uses, we kind of tasted it as we went along and kind of adjusted it along the way to our liking. And that's the kind of thing with like everything that you should be doing. If you guys don't like a lot of garlic, don't add garlic. But we added half a cup of mayo to a bowl, and then we added 1.5 tablespoons of horseradish. We stirred it in, we tasted it, we liked it, and then we added in about half of a teaspoon of garlic. So after it's fully combined, we're just gonna let it sit in the refrigerator and get nice and cool and let those flavors melt together. Now we're gonna get cooking our steak. Here we have our ButcherBox grass-fed ribeye steak, and I've patted it down to make sure it's nice and dry, seasoned it with some salt and some pepper on both sides. Now we're gonna put this in a bit of avocado oil in a pan that's already been heated up, and we're gonna cook this to the internal temperature of 150 degrees. So I Googled it to make sure, but a medium steak is between 140 and 150 degrees, and it's about 146 degrees right now, and we're gonna take it off and let it rest. So our next item in our Pick 2 menu from Panera is the creamy tomato soup. So we used a hack to create a really creamy and delicious keto-friendly tomato soup with a couple ingredients. So this is the brand of tomato sauce that we like to use. It's by Rayo's, and this is the tomato herb. They also have different flavors like basil herb, I believe, and that's really good as well. We like using this because it has about 5 net carbs per serving, and there's about 5 servings per container, which would be 25 carbs per entire container, which is a lot actually. So we're gonna be adding in some Better Than Bouillon chicken stock, which we really love here on our channel, and mixing it to combine it. We also added in some diced red peppers that we chopped down nice and fine, and we added that in because we read the ingredients on the Panera tomato soup. They added in roasted red peppers, so we figured why not elevate our dish a little bit. So we've mixed it to combine it, and it's coming up to a boil. Then we're gonna be adding in some heavy cream to finish. Not too much, like half a cup, just to finish it off. Steak has been resting for about 7 minutes or so. It's completely cooled down now. We're gonna start to cut our steak. We're gonna cut it against the grain, nice and evenly, kind of on the thin side. We do wanna be able to bite through this sandwich. And we're making about 4 sandwiches out of like 1 steak. It's a pretty good value. Okay, so our steak is cut. We're ready to assemble. We're gonna be spreading our chaffles with the horseradish mayo liberally. Okay, a lot. I like a lot of mayo on mine. Not too embarrassing because I'm on camera, but enough that I won't be judged. We're gonna put some arugula on top. Arugula is a nice choice for this sandwich because you have the pepperiness. We're gonna put down our steak. We're going to add on some red onions that we've pickled. And for the cheese aspect of this sandwich, we're gonna top it with the Cracker Barrel Vermont Sharp White Cheddar cheese. It does say that in different sections. That's why I read it like that. But we've had this one before and it's really, really good. We're gonna plate up our soup, and then we're going to drop in some of our chaffle croutons, fresh basil that we've grown in our basement, and then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna try it. Well, I think we should go for the soup first. Really? Yeah. Okay. Okay, you pick 2. This is it. Would you eat the soup or the sandwich first? I picked the soup first because isn't it going to be cold? I guess, but I kind of go in between both. Really? Well, let's just try the soup first. Okay. So here's our soup with the chaffle croutons. I do like the red pepper in there, the roasted red pepper. We've never done that before. I think that's a new addition that we're going to have from now on. This is like some of the best soup I've had. I just love that it's so easy to do and it tastes so gourmet. It tastes better than the Panera soup. Sorry to say. I always miss dunking like a piece of bread into a soup, and the chaffle does do a great job at replacing that for me. So this sandwich from Panera was a staple in my life. I always used to order it at least once a week. And so if we can get even close to that one, I will be pleased because I haven't had it in so long. The one thing about Panera that kind of turned me off from it was that they would serve it with like that piece of cardboard on the plate with the sandwich. Yeah. And that would drive me absolutely crazy. I don't know why. They couldn't remove that little thing from the plate. Crispy chaffle. I think it tastes like a lot. The arugula is really nice in it. The cheddar. You really taste all the different components in this dish. The red onion adds like a little bit of acid to it, which is really good because it cuts through the fat of the mayo. And then you have like a little touch of horseradish with that mayo in there. Super delicious. It's a mouthful. It 100% reminds me of the Panera sandwich. I mean, it's been so long since I've had it. It has all of the same flavors. It has even like better flavors. It's really, really good. You guys definitely need to try this. I do love though that like just one steak steak can make so many sandwiches. You could even pack all these things separately to bring it with you to work.
And this would be good with chicken too, if you didn't want to use steak.
So the totals for the Panera meal are 116 grams of net carb. The total for our meal is about 12 grams of net carbs. So you can save over 100 net carbs by making it yourself. This is more for your money. It's better for your keto weight loss journey. And honestly, it just tastes really, really good. I am really impressed with this. I am impressed with myself today. And if you guys want to see the video where we made Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets keto, you can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah. And I'm Emily.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.